This is KBS Prime News.
And welcome back. In the latest development in the ongoing investigation into the young woman who was found brutally murdered in her apartment a few days ago, Okello Adams, the prime suspect in the case, said to be the last person to see her alive, was found dead this morning in a Makindye Matoke field. With the investigation ongoing, the police are being extremely tight-lipped about the circumstances surrounding his death. But the UPF officer assigned his case did have this to say while making a statement earlier today.
No stone has been left unturned to get to the bottom of what happened to Okello Adams. Any possible links that may link him or any other individual to any other cases currently under investigation shall be thoroughly explored. Thank you.
Yes, extremely tight-lipped indeed. But even though the official word is still quite vague, sources close to the case state that Okello Adams had a history of mental illness and violence. The question as to whether this may have led him to murder is yet to be answered, but us here at KBS shall continue to keep you informed as the events continue to unfold. Now, on to the halls of Parliament.
My mom came to pick me up from the hospital today. She was supposed to come pick me up at 10, but in typical mom fashion, she came walking in at some time past midday. Her in her high heels, apologizing while giving me an awkward hug and staring at my nose the entire time she spoke to me. Whether she was staring because it was never said properly, and would probably be like that forever and ever, amen, or because she was avoiding looking me in the eye, is anyone's. But if I'm really honest, who really cares? She made me sit in the front seat while she sat behind the driver, as far away from me as possible. She got tense every time I turned around to say something, so I stopped saying anything at all. Hooray for awkward silences. When the driver asked, "Where to?" she said we were going home to Naguru, the spoils of divorce number 2. I don't know. Home is such a complicating word for me. I don't think I've ever really understood what it means. Make yourself feel at home, people say. Okay, but what does that mean exactly? I mean, I know they're telling you to relax, reassuring you that you're safe and you can let your guard down and put your feet up. But how exactly do you do that when you've never had a point of reference? When you've never been in a place long enough to call it home? I learned how not to get too attached to any one place from when I was very young. Always uprooted, always packed up, always replanted. More beds, more couches, more floors than I cared to count. There were rooms the size of closets, and 5-bedroom bungalows with compounds as big as football fields for us to run around in. Wherever it was, my mother always encouraged me to go out and play like a boy, normal boy my age. But I always resisted. I liked watching my mother clean while she sang along to Whitney. I liked the 3rd, 4th, 5th-hand books she found for me. Some of them with some of their pages missing. I liked it when she cooked and she let me roll out the chapati dough before she placed it on the fire, or grind up the garlic before she used it to marinate the chicken, or explain to me why she used white pepper in some things and black pepper in others. I liked the stacks of notepads she bought me that I could draw my little comics in. No friends were better than friends made and torn away from. Plus, I had friends. Friends I never had to leave behind. Friends I could carry with me everywhere. Friends I still carry with me to this day. 3 years is a really long time, and they were very good to me. Better than my so-called real friends, who evaporated the moment the news of what happened spread. Best friends one day and no friends the next. Not a single visit from a single one of them. No word of encouragement, no finding out my side of the story, no finding out how I was doing at all. It's like when I walked through those gates, I walked through a tear in the universe and ceased to exist. Not that family were much better. I became something to be ashamed of, and only talked about in WhatsApp chats and in whispers at family functions. I was turned into shaken heads and what a shames, and reduced to an item on a prayer request list. I'm pretty sure if my mother wasn't my mother and I wasn't my mother's son, she would have relegated me to whispers as well. Only Lord knows if she still prays for me, her perfect son with the perfect wife and the perfect life, who wasn't so perfect anymore. I wonder if any of them will come visit me now that I'm home. There's that word again. Purely out of necessity, of course, and one letter from the word hope. Do I hope someone comes to check on me? Well, hoping is hopeless, so no, I don't. Well, okay, fine, that's not entirely true. There is one someone I'm holding out hope for. Two someones, technically. But the chances of that happening are almost 0 to none. Maybe if I got a phone, one with a new line, one she didn't know, I could call her. Or maybe emailing her would be better. No, I'll call her. Calling is the way to go. 3 years is a really long time, and surely she'll talk to me now. And if not, I can be persuasive when I need to be. I did get her to marry me. I hope I can get her to come back to me. But that's a bridge I'll cross when I get to it. For now, the priority is getting a phone and getting online. After that, everything else will follow. Welcome home, Okello. Now go try and shovel down whatever mom's got the maid to prepare for dinner. Yum.
The number you have dialed does not exist. Please check the number and dial again.
Wait. 0783 797 142.
The number you have dialed does not exist. Please check the number and dial again.
Dear Keza,
Dear Keza, what are you doing? Writing a business email? Okay,
Hi Keza. It's been a really long time. So long, in fact, I don't know what the protocol is for an email like this.
Protocol. Protocol. I guess that's fine.
In any case, I hope you are fine. I hope Tandy is too. She must be really big now, walking around and talking. And in nursery school, if my math should serve me right. And it should, shouldn't it, with my CPA qualification and all.
What? An accountant joke? That has to be the worst joke told in the history of the world. No, just no. No jokes. This is about seeing Tandy. Stick to that.
Her smile must be brighter than ever. She always looked like you when she smiled. I think about that smile all the time, both hers and yours. I bet she looks like you now more than ever. Two radiant smiles, more radiant than the sun.
You should delete that last part. You don't want her to think you're hitting on her. But then again, maybe you are. This isn't just about seeing Tandy. This is about her too. You know what? Leave it there. What she thinks of it is what she thinks of it.
I've tried calling you a few times. It keeps on telling me the number doesn't exist. I guess you must have changed it. I hope it's not because of me. And if it is, I get it. I do. And if it's not, I'm sure you've got your reasons. Whatever those reasons are, I would really like to see you. Or at the very least, talk to you. I can understand why you'd be resistant to the idea. And I don't blame you for never coming to visit me. Water under the bridge and all. But 3 years is a really long time. And things are different. I am different, as I'm sure you are. And I'd like to meet this new version of you, just like how I want you to meet this new version of me. Truth is, I am scared to meet this new version of you. What if she doesn't like me, even after all the work that I've done? Then what would the work have been for?
All right, you can't tell her that. You can't put that on her. Save it for therapy. Highlight and delete.
Listen, I don't have any expectations. I just want a conversation. At least allow me that, and then we can take it from there. Looking forward to hearing from you.
No, I hope to hear from you.
And just in case, my number is 0783 869 897. It's on WhatsApp as well. Nothing but the warmest of wishes, Okello. Send.
I know it might be hard for you right now, but the key thing to remember is what you are experiencing is not uncommon. Going from such a structured environment with such a strictly regimented schedule to having the freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want, can be jarring for anyone. The adjustment can be tricky to negotiate, but with time, Okello, is everything okay?
Everything is fine. Why wouldn't it be?
You keep checking your phone.
What?
You keep checking your phone.
Oh, sorry.
Are you waiting for something?
As in?
You keep checking your phone like you're waiting for something. A phone call or a message.
It's nothing.
I can hold on to it for you if you like, just till the end of the session.
No, that's all right.
Let me hold on to it for you.
I'm fine. See? Off.
What's being back online been like for you? Having access to people and people having access to you again.
No one wants access to me. The past 3 years are proof of that.
Have you tried reaching out to anyone?
What would be the point?
Reconnecting is part of reintegration, even if it's just for closure.
If you say so.
You've been talking about how you can't wait to have your own kitchen for a while now, and well, you have one. Any successful experiments yet?
The maid cooks everything. It's either too oily or too salty or too watery or too something. At least at the hospital, the food was reliably bland.
Maybe you could give a list of ingredients to your mom so you cook something nice for her. Does she know you cook now?
She's talking to a few friends to try and get me a job. She says I can't sit at home doing nothing the whole day.
I agree with her about staying engaged, but I think it's a little too soon to start thinking about a job.
I have an interview the day after tomorrow.
How do you feel about that?
Sitting in an office is the last thing I want to do. She just set up the meeting without asking me, like I was 5 years old and she was sending me off to school.
What do you want?
I had a dream the other night. I was in the middle of the ocean, and right at the horizon there was land. It was just a line of green, but I could see it, and I knew that's where I had to go. And so I started swimming towards it. But I couldn't swim because there was something tied to one of my feet. I tried to get free. I tried to, but I couldn't. I couldn't get free and I started to sink. No matter how hard I tried, no matter what I did, I was drowning. I was drowning and the water tasted like blood, or the water was blood, or there was blood in the water. I started to choke, couldn't breathe. I started to choke on the blood and
Hello? It's okay. It's okay.
Are you still recording?
Yes. But I can't stop anytime. I can only record our sessions if you give me the permission to. Should I stop recording?
No, it's okay. All I want, all I've ever wanted, is to breathe.
Talk to your mother. Tell her you're not ready to be behind a desk. Tell her you need a little bit of time to find your feet.
She won't listen to me. Maybe you could talk to her.
It should come from you. She might surprise you. Try. How are you sleeping?
What does it matter how I'm sleeping? I'm having a hard time.
Is it the dreams?
Dream. It was one dream. And no. It's the bed. It's hard. Like a bed in a hotel room no one sleeps in. I think it's new.
Is that all that's bugging you?
I'm afraid to go to sleep. And so most nights, I try my best to stay awake for as long as I can, even when I can barely keep my eyes open. Most nights I'm still awake when the cocks start to crow. And even then, I still won't let myself go to sleep. I guess at some point I must, because I wake up and it's midday or 1.
What are you so afraid of?
It's nothing. It's stupid. I'm just being a coward.
Are you taking your medicine?
No, I thought the point was to stop taking it.
It is. But it's also to help you to find a way to funnel your fear healthily. If you're having trouble sleeping, if you are so afraid to go to sleep, then you should. At least for the time being, yeah? Have you been writing in your journal?
When there's something to write about.
You should, even when there isn't. Taking 10 minutes to journal is certainly better than depriving yourself of sleep. You should try to keep a dream journal as well.
Why? I barely remember what I dream about.
And you should, when you do, write them down. Can you do that for me?
It's not like I can say no.
Okay. That's time. Cook something nice for me this weekend, right? And promise to cook something nice for your mom. And Okello,
Yes?
remember, the green line at the horizon is closer than you think. Can you say that for me? The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
Now take a deep breath and say it again.
The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
Now take another deep breath and say, I can swim.
I can swim.
Now take another, I can breathe.
I can breathe.
And another, the green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
Now, say them all together. I can breathe.
I can breathe.
I can swim.
I can swim.
The green line at the horizon
is closer than I think.
One more time.
I can breathe. I can swim. The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
And again.
I can breathe. I can swim. The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
So, how do you feel?
I feel like I can breathe.
Karibu, karibu everyone. My name is Daudi and welcome to Mama Daudi's Kitchen. If this is your first time here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 500K and we need you to get there. If this isn't your first time here, thank you. Thank you and welcome back. Please remember to like and share this video. Okay. So, today is all about liver. Now, you can do all sorts of things with liver, but my mom's favorite thing to do with it was to saute it. And whenever she did, the whole neighborhood would come running. Mama Daudi's liver was a neighborhood delicacy. Okay, now one thing she always reminded me is that beef liver is more tender than chicken or goat. And so that is what we're going to be using today. Also, remember that if you soak the liver in water before cooking, it will harden immediately after cooking and lose all of its flavor. And who wants that? Also, never leave the liver on fire for longer than 25 minutes. Otherwise, it will start to burn. And that was the very worst offense you could commit in Mama Daudi's kitchen. Okay, so this is what you need for a serving of 4 to 6 people. I have a kilogram of liver, 3 tennis ball sized onions, 2 big juicy tomatoes, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 8 stems of fresh parsley, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, I personally prefer white pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, first things first. You're going to cut the liver into cubes. Then, you're going to chop the onions into half rings and toss them in a saucepan. Add in the chopped tomatoes, oil, salt and pepper, and close the lid. Cook over low heat. Add in the liver once the onions have browned some, and leave it to cook. Serve it with parsley or without, whichever you like best. And there you have it. Mama Daudi's sauteed liver. Try it and let me know how it goes in the comment section below. Until next time.
It's okay, come on me. Come on to identify.
I was lying on my back, staring up at the ceiling. The light was in my eyes. I tried to close them, but I couldn't. I tried to move my head, but it wouldn't. My arms and legs were frozen in place. All I could move were my eyes, so I used them to scan the room the best I could. Sink, countertop, cupboard, cooker. I was in the kitchen. A figure walked into my line of sight and stood over me. It was a man. He was tall. It was me. The sockets of his eyes were empty, and he had no lips. But even lipless, he seemed to be smiling. A cruel and sadistic smile that seemed to say, "I've got you now, and there's nothing you can do about it." Silently, expertly, he took a long, thin knife and, starting with my sternum, gutted me like I was his prized game. Using his bare hands, he reached up and under my rib cage and started tearing out my organs, intestines, stomach, liver, and heart. I could feel him digging around inside of me. I could feel everything. The pain was excruciating. I wanted to scream. I tried to scream, but I couldn't. Getting rid of my intestines, he took my heart and liver and seemed to examine them, turning them over in his hands, almost massaging them. The tenderness of his fingers made me want to puke. He walked over to the sink and washed them. Setting aside my liver, he pulled out a carving knife and a chopping board and proceeded to slice my heart into nice, clean cutlets. He then cut up some onions, some carrots, and some green peppers, and proceeded to saute them with the cutlets he'd made. It smelled delicious. I smelled delicious. A pang of hunger followed by a wave of nausea gripped at me. It didn't matter that I no longer had a stomach left to empty or fill. Once the meat was ready, he served it out on 2 plates, along with mashed potatoes and gravy, and carried them over to a table where my mother and Keza both sat waiting. Both their eye sockets were empty and they had no lips. Saliva was dripping down both their chins. He then sat down to join them, and my mother prayed. She asked God to bless the food they were about to eat, to bless the hands that had taken the time to prepare it, and that it would nourish their bodies in Jesus' holy name. Amen. I then watched as they proceeded to tear into the meat, gobbling it down like ravenous animals. I wanted to try some. I wanted to vomit. I wanted to join them. I wanted to die. I prayed to God to please let me die. Please, Lord, please, just let me die, please. And then I woke up. I Googled what the dream might mean.
And what did Google have to say?
That I was unsettled, that I was searching for peace of mind, that I was in a period of transition, that I was hungering for something I wasn't getting.
And does any of that track?
Most of it, actually.
Was that before or after dinner with your mother?
After the interview as well. The job was mine and I could start as soon as I wanted. But I told her I wasn't going to take it. I told her that I'd been thinking about it for quite some time, and I didn't want to go back to accounting or work in a bank or do anything that had to do with numbers. I wanted to take a culinary course and work as a chef.
And what did she say?
She said that I shouldn't make rash decisions. That this was an opportunity she'd gone out of her way to find me, and I shouldn't be so quick to squander it. Always making everything about her.
I know it might feel that way, but is it possible she's trying to help you the best way she knows how to?
If she is, then she needs to try something else.
What would she have to try to do for you to feel like she's helping?
She just has to listen to me. It's almost like every time I talk to her, all she hears are the words and not what I'm saying. It's like she's incapable of talking to me. She has to talk at me.
Parents often have to relearn how to engage their children once they become adults.
Like on Sunday, even though she knows how I feel about church, she still insisted I go. Even after all this time, she still thinks some pastor is going to pray all of this away.
For a lot of people, prayer is a form of comfort. I can see how her asking you to go to church is her way of trying to get you to a place where you'll be safe.
But what church is for her is not what church is for me.
Maybe you should talk to her about that.
Have you heard a single thing I just said?
I have. And that's because my ear has been trained to. But maybe the first step with your mother is not what you're saying, but how you're saying it. Did she like the food?
She seemed to like it, even though she tried to pretend she didn't.
Why would you say that?
Well, if she admitted to how good it was, she'd have to admit there was some sense in what I was saying about culinary school. But she's not going to pay for that.
Couldn't you get a job in a restaurant without culinary school?
Probably.
You should try. You don't need her money or her approval to do that.
Maybe.
What about Keza?
What about her?
Have you had a chance to talk to her?
She changed her numbers.
I know you know someone who can help you get it if you ask them to, right?
Yeah, probably.
You should try.
If you say so.
At least we both know you can try to do that.
I mean, there's a cover. I could reach out to him.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's time, isn't it?
We still have a few minutes, but if you'd rather we pick up from here next time.
I would.
Okay then. We'll start from here next time.
Hey, Agaba. How are you doing, man? I pray you and the family are doing well. Mom mentioned that you and Miriam may have a little boy now. Congratulations. I know how much you wanted one, especially after 3 girls. God answers prayers, though, and He's answered yours, and that's a reason to be truly grateful for. As you may or may not know, I'm back home now. I'm living with my mother. It's not great, but I'm doing a lot better. And even though healing is never done, nor is it linear, I'm doing everything I can a day at a time to stay on track. And one of the ways I'm attempting to do that is by getting in touch with friends and people I care about, who I may not have seen since everything went down. We've been through a lot together, you and I. And of course, your name was very near the very top. It would be nice to sit down and catch up. I miss you, bro. I have a tiny favor to ask, though. Unsurprisingly, someone else at the top of my list is Keza. I've had a hard time tracking her down. I think we changed her numbers. Anyway, if you've got a new number for her, could you possibly share it with me? I would really, really appreciate it. Take care and say hello to Miranda for me. Let me know if and when you'd like to hang out. I'm not doing much of anything right now, so whenever's convenient for you, I'm down. Looking forward to hearing from you. Okello.
Hello, this is Keza speaking. Can I help you? Hello?
Mommy,
Yes, baby.
Daddy said no phones in the car.
I know he did, Han, except for emergencies.
Is it an emergency?
It might be. Now, shh. Sorry about that. Hello?
Hi, Keza. It's Okello. I got your number from Agaba. Was that Tandy in the background?
Who gave you my number?
Agaba gave it to me. He told me that...
Please do not call me again.
Keza, please wait. I haven't... I'm trying to get to talk to you.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable.
I can breathe. I can swim. The green line at the horizon is closer than I think. Keza, I get you not wanting to talk to me, but that does not give you the right to...
To keep my daughter away from me, you little...
Keza, I completely understand why you'd be mad that Agaba gave me a number. But he told me that he'd... Keza, I'm really sorry if I got you off guard. And I completely understand why you were upset. You have every reason to want me to stay away from you and Tandy. And not to make excuses, but after I didn't receive a reply to my email, I reached out to Agaba to give me your number. I mean, it's not the only reason I reached out to him. Now that I'm back home, I'm trying my best to reconnect with people, to see how best to piece my life back together. And so he did. Again, not to make excuses, but he assured me that he'd talk to you and make sure it was okay. And so I called thinking it was. Clearly it wasn't, and obviously it didn't. But as much as I get why you're angry, I just want to talk. Just to talk, just a conversation. I'm not trying to wriggle myself back into your life. You've managed to build something for yourself, and I'm happy that you're happy. But the fact remains, we still have something that binds us together. I just want to talk to my daughter. I just want to see my daughter. Now, I know you, And I know your first instinct will be to say that's never going to happen. But that's why I want us to talk, so that you can see for yourself the work I've done on myself, and see that Tandy would be safe with me. Please at least think about it. I'll wait to hear from you. I hope to hear from you. Bye. I don't mean to hate, but the cover doesn't look great. 3 years is a long time, but he looks like it's been more like 10. He was almost bursting out of his three-piece suit, sitting in a pool of sweat that stank of all the booze I assume he drank last night. I wish I could say I felt sorry for him, but that would be a lie. Not that I'm above a well-told lie when the time calls for it. I told him he looked good, that family life was treating him well. He laughed at that. He knew he didn't, and he ordered a beer at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. No wonder he looked 50. He asked me if I wanted one as well. Lunch was on him, by the way. The thing is, going 3 years without a sip, and I've lost my taste for it. You know what? That's not even true. I never really had the taste for it. I never liked how it made me feel either. I drank because that's what you do. You drink, you hit on girls, and if you're lucky, well, you get lucky. Truth is, I never got the logic. Getting drunk while getting someone else drunk, so that you can have drunk sex you probably won't remember the following morning. But I just went along with it. At the back of my mind, though, blinking like a red light was always the question, and this is supposed to be fun? Because it didn't feel like fun. I mean, I get it. Life's hard, and the allure of abandon, even for just a little bit, is enticing. But I ordered for a juice instead. Agaba and I used to be the kind of friends who, no matter how long we went without seeing each other, we could always pick up right where we left off. It would be like Compass all over again. He'd do all the talking, and I'd be forced to indulge him. Him with all the girls and all the escapades, and all the please don't tell me Rembes, whenever one of his side chicks called to say she was late. I don't know why she put up with it. She deserved so much better, and I did not deserve to be put in a position to lie. I wonder what would have happened if I had told her about the girls, and how I felt about her. Maybe things would have turned out differently. Maybe. Maybe? Maybe. But you can't do anything with maybe, except maybe beat yourself to death with it. And if there's anything I've learned this past 3 years, is that there's no point in obsessing over things you can't change. All you can do is learn from those things and focus on the future. I don't think I really believe all of that, but hey, I try. And try is all we can do, right? Yeah. We ordered what to eat, and I watched Agaba as he struggled to find what to talk about. I could see his mind running through all the okay topics and those that were off limits. I decided not to help him. He certainly hadn't helped me when I needed him, so why should I now? Him who didn't once think to come visit me, to find out how I was doing. And so what did he do? He said something stupid. Because of course he did. He asked me if I was still sleepwalking. Of all the things he could have said, talk about not reading the room. I know that was his way of asking whether I was doing okay. And yes, he was there when the sleepwalking started. But still. It almost always happened during papers. He'd be in bed with whichever girl it was that day, and I'd go wandering off, waking up outside the lecture room of whatever paper I had that morning. No idea how I got there. I don't know what's worse, that or me trashing the room trying to find my keys once we figured out what was happening and they started hiding them. Okay, fine. So he's been there. For all his nonsense, he's been there. And I guess I can't hold it against him for taking the time to focus on his family. That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt though. Like someone tearing out your heart and sauteing it for dinner. I told him I wasn't, that I hadn't since what happened. At first they had me on medication, which they messed up the first few times before getting it right. Then they had me in therapy. I still go once a week. It seems to help. He was happy for me. He hoped I'd find my groove again. Had I thought about work? There was a job at the hotel if I wanted it. It wouldn't pay as much as I earned before, but it was enough to help me get back on my feet. It was a kind gesture, one he didn't have to make. But as much as I appreciated him for it, I couldn't take it. I didn't want it. It's not what I wanted. He looked at me funny when I said that. He was offering me a job. What else did I have? I've always been good at my job. No matter how much I hated it, no matter how much it killed me to get up every morning, I was reliable and I got the job done. I got my first job right after campus, a job my mother helped me get. I rose fast and so did my bank account balance. And that's the thing that most people couldn't understand. How could I hate something so much that made me so much money? The short answer to that is, it didn't make me happy. But happiness does not matter. Happiness is a lie. My job as a man was to make money and provide. And then my job was to die. I asked him if there was a position in the kitchen I could take. 3 years is a long time and I'd spent it learning how to cook. I was a good cook and that's what I wanted to do. If you really cared, if you really wanted to help, that's how he could. I laid it on pretty thick. But the guy owed me. He still does for so many things. I know it, and so does he. And so now, I start in a week. Cooking on order is very different from when I was cooking at the hospital.
How so?
For starters, no pun intended, people are waiting for their food, so there's no wasting time. And because people are paying money for their food, the food has to be good all the time. Better than good. Great. Excellent.
So there's a lot more pressure.
Exactly.
How do you feel you're dealing with it?
Would it be strange if I said I'm actually enjoying it?
Not at all. Pressure can be a good motivator as long as it doesn't become crushing. How are you spending your time?
Reading and watching stuff.
What are you reading now?
Frankenstein by Mary Shelley.
I can't say I've read it. How do you like it?
I've read it before, and I loved it before. But reading it now, it's like the book's different. Not that I'd forgotten what it was about, but now that I'm different, the book's different, if that makes any sense.
Perfect sense. You're reading it with new eyes.
Exactly.
What made you decide to read it again?
I guess I must have watched the trailer for a new movie for it. And so I thought rereading it would be fun.
So what's different about it, reading it this time around?
I used to think it was all about the threat, the dangers of man trying to play God. But reading it now, I think it's more about loneliness. See, Frankenstein says he wants to discover the secrets of life and death. But I think he just wants a friend. And as for the monster, Frankenstein created him to be a companion. But once he discovered that what is created is an abomination, he abandons him. And so the monster is left to wander the world alone.
That's terribly sad. Is that how you feel? Like you've been left to wander the world alone?
Haven't I?
You have a mother who loves you even if she doesn't show it in ways that you think she should. You have a friend who, when you reached out, he reached back. That doesn't seem like you're so alone to me.
If you say so.
Speaking of friends, have you managed to make any at work?
Not really.
Not anyone?
Well, most of the cooks I'm working with are much younger, so it can be hard to connect. But there is one waitress who seems pretty cool.
That's nice. What's her name?
Birunji. We stay in the same direction, so every time our shifts end at about the same time, we split a cab. We drop her off first and then we go on from there.
Is she just a friend? Or do you think there's potential for it to be something more than that?
I'm not even thinking like that right now. And even if I was, there's so many other things I need to focus on.
Like what? Besides your health, of course.
Like getting my own place. I don't think I can handle living with my mom any longer. She has no sense of boundaries and I have no privacy at all.
How long do you think until you can get one?
2, 3 months. I wish it was sooner, but I guess I have no choice.
Is she happy you've gotten a job?
She says she is, but I get this sense that she's waiting for me to fail at this one too, so that I can go out and get a real job, the one she got for me, and then she'd be able to say, I told you so.
Even if that's true, the most important thing is you are out there. You're working and life's moving forward.
forward towards what? Keza still wants nothing to do with me, and she won't let me anywhere near Tandy.
One thing at a time, Okello.
It's the only thing.
I know you might feel that way, but it's not. Yeah. And I think right now you just have to focus on what you can do right now and let God take care of the rest.
And what's God taking care of right now? He's certainly not taking care of me.
Me, seeing the you that is sitting right across from me, I would like to respectfully disagree. Do not discard God's part in your life. You've come a long way. Promise me you'll try not to.
I promise.
And maybe you could try talking to him about what you'd want him to take care of.
Maybe.
Where will they bury me when I die? When I die? When I die? Oh, where will they bury me when I die? When I die? My father's land was his father's land, and his father's land is no longer mine. Where will they bury me when I die? When I die? My name is broken. My past was stolen, and in search of solace, my feet are swollen. Where will they bury me when I die? When I die?
Hey, so I know it's late, and I know it's a little strange that I'm sending you this while you're asleep in the other room. But as you've probably figured out by now, I'm not good at talking, especially when the person I'm talking to is right in front of me. So me writing this is my way of saying what I want to say without freezing or completely falling apart. And what I want to say is that this past 3 weeks have been some of the best I've had in a long time. I know it might seem like I'm exaggerating or I'm trying to sweet talk you, but that's not it at all. I'm not lying when I say that you've been a bright light in what has been a pretty dark time in my life, a time that I'm finally climbing my way out of. And you've been a big part of that. I know I haven't really spoken about where I was or what I was doing before I came to the hotel. I also know that for most people, that would be a big red flag and would scare them off. Thank you for not trying to force me to talk about anything I didn't want to. Thank you for being patient with me. I know it can be difficult sometimes, and you've been so gracious. And because of that, you've made me feel safe. Thank you for making me feel safe. Thank you for making me feel at home. And more than anything, thank you for being my friend, especially seeing as friends seem to be in such short supply these days. You might not believe it, but I used to have a whole lot of them. But now it seems like I only have you. But I'm okay with that, because you are enough. I feel seen and accepted by you. And it might seem like it's just the great sex talking, but I feel more connected to you than I have to anyone in a very long time. I know it might seem old school of me to say this, and I know we live in a time where people will just go with the flow and say what will be will be, but I don't want that. I want you, and I want us to be a real thing. I hope you find this when you wake up first thing, and I hope you feel the same as I do. I also hope that you know that when I say I love you, I mean it. I love you.
Sent. 2:37 a.m. Delete message. Delete for everyone. Delete for me. Cancel. You deleted this message.
I was being chased through a forest. It was dark and its trees were tall. They stared down at me like curious giants considering me for a snack. They tripped me up with their roots as I frantically tried to outrun what was behind me. What was behind me? Only Lord knows. But whatever it was big. I could hear it crashing through the underbush, growling, hissing, and spitting. It got closer every time I stumbled and fell. I was sweaty, and I was tired, and I felt like I'd been running for days. I didn't know where I was or how long I'd been there, and I couldn't tell whether I was getting anywhere or if I was just running in circles. I was desperate to stop, to catch my breath, but I knew if I did, that would be the end of me, and so I ran, and I ran, and I ran. I ran until I saw a clearing ahead of me. Through the trees, I could see a house. It was a bungalow. It was dark, with no signs of life, but it was hope. And so I used the last ounce of energy I had to half sprint, half stagger towards it. Just as I reached the tree line, my feet gave out from under me, and I stumbled into the clearing. I fell face first to the ground, tasting dirt and ash. I coughed it up, and still wheezing, I struggled to my feet. Ash covered everything, falling from the sky like snow. My heart thumping in my chest, I faced the forest and waited for death to break through the trees and tear me to pieces. I waited, and waited, and waited some more, but nothing came.
Daddy.
It was barely a whisper, but it was enough to spin me around and face the house. Studying it, my heart dropped. Not only was it dark, it was dead, run down, gutted and caved in. And like a corpse of a loved one on an autopsy table, I recognized it. It was not just any house. It was our house, our home. Keza's, Tandi's and mine. There was no hope there.
Daddy.
This time it was more than a whisper. It was a plea. Like a cloud of ash, the wind blew it from her nursery window towards me. I took a step towards the house, then another, and then another, until I was at the front door. I raised a hand to knock, but it swung open before I could. I looked inside, and looking back at me was darkness. It was darkness, darker than the darkest night. The purest absence of light.
Daddy!
It was no longer a plea, but a scream. My baby girl needed me. My body clenched, squeezing every bit of exhaustion out of me. 2, 3, 4 deep breaths, and I ran into the darkness.
Okello, what happened?
After that, I woke up.
That's not what I meant.
Then what did you mean?
You're avoiding the question.
And what if I don't want to answer it?
Then you don't have to. You don't have to do anything here. This time belongs to you and you can do whatever you want with it.
And what if what I want is to just sit here and say nothing?
And that's what we'll do.
Have you ever woken up and not known where you were? It's scary. It's more than scary. It's whatever is scarier than scary. Birunji was staring down at me. And even though I knew her, I couldn't quite put a face to the name. And even if I could see her lips moving, I couldn't hear what she was saying. It was muffled, like I was underwater, like I was drowning. Like it was 5 years ago, all over again.
Hello? What happened?
It was Tandi's birthday last Thursday. She turned 4 years old. Can you believe that? 4 years old, and the only birthday I've been there for is the day she was born. What kind of father does that? Abandons his child like that?
I know it might feel that way, but it's not. I'm sure you could have been there if you would have been.
I don't know. When she was born, she was so small, and I was so scared. I felt like if I did the smallest thing wrong, I would break her. I wasn't ready to be a father.
That's not a strange thing to feel.
Is it strange that I didn't want her? If possible, I would have given her back or given her away or something like that. We talked about having a baby. Keza said she was ready, but I needed more time. And so it was a conversation we kept coming back to. It got to a point where whenever it came up, it turned into an argument. Keza said she couldn't understand why I needed more time. She said Tandy was an accident. But a part of me always believed she got tired of waiting and made the decision for the both of us.
Whether you're right or wrong, how did that make you feel?
I resented her for it. I resented that she tried to make it seem like it was a sign from God. I tried so hard to pretend that I didn't hate her for what she did. Felt like she tricked me.
Do you still feel that way?
You know what's funny? I spent those first few months wanting to leave. It was all I thought about. I made up all these scenarios where I'd leave for work and never return. Just get in the car and drive away. What kind of man does that? Abandons his wife and newborn baby. And then, when I finally got what I thought I wanted, what I'd been obsessing over, I realized that what I really wanted was my family back. It's what I still want.
What if it's not what you need?
I don't know what that means.
It means that you are so focused on getting Keza and Tandy back, and you're forgetting about yourself. Keza's moved on. She's with someone else, and for all intents and purposes, that someone is now Tandy's father.
No.
You have to face the fact that they are gone.
No. I refuse to believe that. I might not have been ready then, but I'm ready now. I deserve a second
And
chance.
you have one. It might not look exactly like the one you wanted, but you have one nonetheless. Whatever you decide to do with it is up to you.
And what if I decide that what I want is to get my family back?
Then that's what you've decided to do. No one can stop you but you.
I want my family back.
What if it's not what you need?
Steady. Not
Okay,
even Birunji is going to stop me.
No, let's look at it this way. Say you get exactly what you want. You get your family back. Then what happens to the girl you're seeing?
Birunji.
Yes, Birunji, what happens to her?
What do you mean?
How does she feel?
Nothing has to last forever.
Sure, yes. But honestly, how does she feel?
Are you her therapist or mine?
Not everything has to last forever, Okelo, right? Maybe it's time for you to let go.
I've been having the same dream for over a week now. It always starts the same way. With me climbing a set of stairs that seem to go on forever. I keep going. I keep putting one foot in front of the other. But I never seem to go anywhere. I never seem to get closer to anything. I look up and there's nothing but stairs. I look down and there's nothing but nothing. An empty void that eats up the stairs behind me, and if I don't keep climbing, will devour me as well. So I keep going. I keep going for what feels like years until I finally reach the top of the stairs. Sometimes there's a door at the top of the stairs. Sometimes there's a parking lot filled with every type of car imaginable, from Range Rovers and Vitzes to Premios and Land Cruisers. There was even a time there was a sugarcane field with plants twice as tall as I am. Sometimes the door would be locked. Other times I'd try car after car after car, but none of them would ever start. There was even a time I was running through the sugarcane field, the sharp leaves of the plants cutting up my arms and my face. Birunji's been telling me that I've been mumbling and talking in my sleep. She can't seem to make out what I'm saying, but it wakes her up all the same, and she usually has a hard time going back to sleep afterwards. I thought the edibles to cafe Kesbury would help. And they do. During the day at least, but at night they just make things worse. I know Birunji doesn't say it to complain, but I know that it bothers her. I've been spending a ton of time at her place. Probably more than I should, but it's just so much easier being there than it is being here. No prying eyes, no hovering, no awkward conversations. Except for when she asks me what I've been dreaming about, and I have to lie to her and tell her that I don't remember. I know I shouldn't lie to her, but she's just not ready to hear the truth about me. Or maybe I'm not ready for her to hear the truth about me. Or maybe it's both those things. I don't know. I just tell her that I've been waking up that I sleep talk sometimes, mainly when I'm stressed, and that she has nothing to worry about. But I guess the real question is, does she have anything to worry about? Do I? I don't know. I've been waking up exhausted, even after a full night's sleep, like I've been climbing up the stairs from the dream. It's been hard getting through the days of work, and I have messed up a couple of orders. But aside from that, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I am doing fine. That doesn't mean I don't wonder what I talk about when I talk in my sleep. But you can't really blame me, can you? I mean, I guess I could put on the audio recorder for a couple of nights, see if it picks up anything. I know what I should really do is reschedule the sessions that I missed, but after what that chick said, give up on Keza. Give up on Tandy. Give up on everything I worked for so long to get back, because some chick that I've been seeing for 2 minutes also has feelings. That's not going to happen. And if she can't see that, then why am I wasting my time? Of course, a part of me does wonder whether she's right. I mean, Keza clearly doesn't want me around. And Birunji is a good woman. It wouldn't be hard starting a new life with her. Maybe she's right. Maybe. As for the sleep talking, maybe I'm just singing myself a lullaby.
No. Keza. Tandy. No. 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 No.
Okello, are you awake?
You can't have her. I won't let you.
Okello, wake up.
Get away from her. She's mine.
Okello. Okello. Okello.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. You won't hurt my family. You won't hurt my family. You won't hurt my family. Birunji.
Stay away from me.
Why does my head hurt?
You tried to kill me.
Did you hit me?
You tried to kill me.
What are you talking about? I would never.
Stay away from me.
Okay. Okay, just tell me what happened.
You started talking in your sleep and you woke me up.
What did I say?
You can't have her, I won't let you.
What?
You said you can't have her. I tried. I tried to wake you up, but you grabbed me and started choking me. You said you were going to kill me.
Did I hurt you?
Stay away from me.
I didn't. I mean, I
Leave. I want you to leave right now.
But Birunji, it's the middle of the night.
Go.
Okay, okay. I'll go. Maybe I could stay in the living room and then you could lock the door and I'd sleep on the couch and then in the morning I could.
No! I want you to leave now.
Hey, it's been a couple of days. I'm just checking in. I'm really sorry if I scared you the other night. Forgive me? I get it that you need a bit of space, but avoiding me at work is a bit much, isn't it? Can we just be adults about this and talk? We can't have a relationship if we don't talk to each other. I will explain everything if you give me the chance to. People are beginning to look at me funny. What did you say? Listen, I know you're getting these because I can see you updating your status.
Okay, fine. Since you've decided you're not going to reply to any of my 200 messages, let me just send you a voice note instead. Listen, I know I must have scared you the last time I was over, but just so you know, I didn't mean to hurt you, and I am sorry that I did. It has nothing to do with you, and everything to do with me. Sometimes my sleep talking can become, well, more than just sleep talking. It doesn't happen very often, and it hasn't happened in a very long time. As for the last time it happened, look, I've been waiting for the right time to talk to you about all of this, but since there's no such thing as the right time, and if there is, there's probably no better time than now. Look, I know by now you've noticed how I've avoided answering you when you've asked me questions about what I did before I walked at the hotel, or about my life in general before we met. And that's mainly because I spent the last 3 years in a hospital. The last time I was sleepwalking, in my sleep, I set fire to the house. Keza, my wife, my ex-wife, I don't really know what she is now, and Tandy, my daughter, were in the house at the time, but none of them got hurt. I got charged with us, but after a psychological evaluation was deemed not of sound mind. And so I got sent to a psychiatric hospital for treatment with a reduced sentence. That's where I spent the last 3 years, and I got discharged not too long ago. When I got out, I got in touch with my friend Agawa, and she's the one that hooked me up with a job at the hotel. Now I know what you must be thinking, but despite what people say, life there actually wasn't that bad. I mean, at first I hated it. I even tried to escape a couple of times, but in the end, being there helped. I had people there who were interested in me getting better, and because of that, I was able to get to the root of the anxiety that was causing the sleepwalking and why I did what I did. It's also where I started cooking. At first it was for therapy. They get you to do some sort of physical activity there as a form of therapy. But I realized I actually loved cooking. I still go for therapy once a week, although not there. Sort of like a check-up or a check-in. I also journal sometimes when I get the chance to. Now I know you must be wondering what that has to do with you and what happened the other night. Well, I've been thinking about my daughter a lot recently, and I really want to see her. But my ex-wife, won't let me. I think that's really what's been at the root of what's stressing me. I'm working on it though, and so you have nothing to worry about. I'm not going to hurt you. Listen, I know this must be a lot to take in, but after what happened the other night, I think you deserve to know what was going on. And now that you do, can we please talk? I promise I'll tell you whatever you want to know. You just have to ask me, okay? Okay, I feel like I've overtalked, and so I'm going to go. Please don't just blue tick me. Okay, stay in touch. And I promise not to reach out unless you do so fast. Bye.
Hi. I appreciate you explaining everything to me, but I don't think I have time for this. I have my own stuff that I'm dealing with, and I don't have time for your stuff too. I wish you all the best, but please do not text me again. Bye.
Welcome to Tinder. Date, make friends, meet new people. Log in using your Google account.
Hi. My name is Val, 31, and I was recently online. I'm an accountant. I went to Makerere Business School and I live 13 kilometers away. I'm not here to play games, so only serious men, please. If you're looking for a quickie,
Swipe left.
hey there. My name is Tarsha. I'm 33. I work as a researcher and I did my undergrad at the Northwestern University. I live 11 kilometers away. I'm new in town and I'm looking for someone to show me around. I'm a Pisces, doing my master's, and I don't want any children. I don't have any pets, but I love them to pets. I drink socially, and normally I have a cigarette in one hand whenever I have a drink in the other. I'm an early bird. I work out regularly. Looking for friends, but if something more comes along, I won't say no. I meditate, enjoy high yoga, and I'm kind of a self-development nerd. That being said, I do enjoy binge watching a good TV show every now and then. And oh, Rich Flags by Drake and 21. Totally my anthem right now.
Swipe right.
Hey, I'm Carol with a K, and the CEO of Carol's Catering, also with a K. I'm 31. I went to the University of Witwatersrand. Yay! I live 19 kilometers away. Wine me, dine me, and trust me, I'll be worth it. P.S. Shiny things make me smile. And ooh, I have a cat. If he doesn't like you, never will I. And only drink on special occasions. I love to read, watch sitcoms, and listen to live music.
Swipe right.
am online right now. Swipe right and let's have the most memorable night of our lives. Giggling emoji. And just in case you are curious, I am 420 friendly too. What else? I'm a Leo. I have my bachelor's and I'm definitely a lot better in person. I love spending time together. I drink socially and I'm kind of a night owl. I love taking road trips, swimming, bar hopping. Dude, I'm here to have some fun. So if you are too, you know what to do.
Swipe right.
Okay. You have a new match. Say something nice.
Hey, waving hand emoji.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm good, though. TBH, it's been 4:20 since like 10 o'clock this morning.
Lol, at least I am still high from last night.
Lol. Not that it's a competition. When I'm here wearing shades at work so people don't see how red my eyes actually are.
Tears of joy emoji. Tears of joy emoji. Tears of joy emoji. You win. What do you do?
I'm a chef in a restaurant.
Oh, really? You don't look like a chef.
Lol. What do I look like then?
Like an accountant.
Huh. I actually used to work in a bank.
Oh, yeah? What happened?
I realized I like food more than numbers.
Okay.
So my break is over, but let's chat later, okay?
Okay, sure.
Bro, why aren't you picking any of my calls? Chief Milton's telling me you've been missing work, and how when you do decide to appear, you come in high and stick up the whole kitchen. You need to get your shit together because this is not a good look. I didn't need to give you this job, but I did, and now you're just doing me dirty. That's not how things are done, bro. I don't care what you do outside work, it's your life. But this is my hotel and you need to respect that. Get yourself together, otherwise you can get yourself another job.
Delete message from Agava.
Delete for me.
Hello, this is Maureen. I'm trying to reach out on behalf of Dr. Tracy. It appears you've missed your last 3 appointments without any communication, and we are concerned. Is everything okay? Please get in touch and let us know how you are and when you would like to schedule your next session. Have a good day.
Hello?
Hi. So I think I'm lost.
Oh no. Where have you reached?
I reached the place where the pin you sent me is. I'm just in front of the bar Orlando.
Okay, you're not so far. Do you see the sign for Orlando and the Maram Road that turns right after it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, take that turn. You're then going to pass 2 pharmacies on your left and a mobile money place also on your left. After the mobile money place, you're going to see a road on your right. Take that turn. You're then going to pass 2 buildings. That's where I am, on your right.
Do you mind staying on the phone until I get there?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. Let me just tell the border gang.
Okay.
Alright, so I've turned up the road and I'm passing the pharmacy.
Hey, the road is just opposite.
I think I see the mobile money stall. You said I turned right before or after the store?
Yeah, the road is just opposite.
Okay, turn right here. I've turned right.
Okay, you're going to pass 2 gates. The 3rd gate on your right, it is black with some lion heads on top of it. That is where I am.
Okay, I think I see it. You can stop here.
Okay, let me come
I'm here.
Let me come and get you.
Cool, see you in a minute.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable.
Hello? Okay, hello? Okay, it's late. What's the problem?
She's dead. She has to be. There was blood everywhere. There was so much blood. I don't know what happened. I didn't kill her. I couldn't have killed her. Why would I kill her?
Okay, hello? Slow down. Kill who?
She invited me over and I killed her, didn't I?
Okay, hello? You need to take a deep breath. Can you do that for me? Like we practiced. Do you want to try? Let's try. I can breathe. I can breathe.
I can breathe.
I can swim.
I can swim.
The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
Now, all together.
I can breathe. I can swim. The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
One more time.
I can breathe.
can swim. The green line at the horizon is closer than I think.
Now, what happened?
I met a
Okay,
girl.
are you still? Yes?
I met a girl.
Hiroshi?
No. Another girl. Fifi.
Is that the girl who you think is dead?
I woke up and there was blood everywhere. The bed was covered in it. She was covered in it. I was covered in it. I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? Please tell me what to do.
No. Okay, where are you now? I can come and we figure this out.
I don't know where I am.
Are you still with the girl?
No. I left. Once I figured out what happened, once I saw what I did, I left. How could I just leave her there? How could I just do that?
How about you come to me? You can come to where I am and we figure this out.
What's there to figure out? They're going to find her. Then they're going to find out it was me. Then they're going to send me to prison. And then they're going to hang me. I can't let them hang me. I won't let them hang me.
No. No one is going to harm you.
You don't know that. They're going to hang me, and it's all your fault. You were supposed to help me. I was supposed to get better. It wasn't supposed to happen again. How could it happen again? How? I won't let them turn me into a monster. I won't let them hang me. I'm not a monster. I'm not. I'm not.
Hello? Okay, hello? Are you there?
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable.
After weeks of quiet investigation, the police have officially released a public statement confirming that Okello Adams is indeed responsible for the shockingly bloody death of Semper Fiona. In their statement, they plainly state that there is no longer any doubt as to the individual responsible for the young woman's untimely demise. Here is more from the investigator who has led the march to find the truth.
Over the course of our investigation, we successfully compiled a number of the accused defects, including his phone, laptop, notebooks, as well as recordings of his sessions with a clinical psychiatrist. After examining this carefully, there is no doubt that he was not only the last person to see her alive, but that she died by his hand.
As much as that may be so, Where there still seems to be a lot of doubt, however, is exactly how Okello Adams wound up dead in the Matoke field where they found him. Did he sustain injuries during the assault? Did he take his own life? Did someone track him down and pay him back in kind? Of this, we may never know. This is KBS News. Good night.
They bury me when I die, when I die, when I die. Where will they bury me when I die, when I die? My father's land,
Where will they bury me?
which was his father's land,
Where will they bury me?
and his father's land
Where will they bury me?
is no longer mine. Where will they bury me when I die? When I die.
My name is broken.
Where will
They bury me.
My past was stolen.
Where
Will they bury me?
I'm in search of solace.
Where will they bury me?
My feet are swollen, Where will they bury me when I die? When I die.
I'm so tired, but I can't rest.
Where will they bury me?
Hole-sized hole inside my chest.
Where will they bury me?
I'll try, I'll do my best
Where will they bury me?
to fill this hole, to find my rest.
Where will they bury me?
I'm so tired, but I can't rest.
Where will they bury me?
Home-sized hole inside my chest.
Where will they bury me?
I'll try, I'll do my best
Where will they bury me?
to fill this hole, to find my rest.
Where will they bury me?
When I die,
Where will they bury me?
when I die,
Where will they bury me?
when I die,
Where will they bury me?
when I die.
Where will they bury me?
When I die.
Where will they bury me?
When I die.
Where will